UFC 314 is coming up this Saturday. Today I'm going over my best bets for the whole entire card. Got a couple good ones here. Obviously, you may or may not know, I've been doing a lot of live betting recently. I plan to do, a live betting stream during the fight, so make sure you come and tune in for that. We'll be live from the first fight, hopefully till the end. Maybe not the first fight, maybe not. But anyways, man, these are just going to be my straight bets that I have for now. There are some props that I might look at later, but for now, man, this is what I got. Let's get right into this, man. I'm excited for this card. It's very good. It's very good. The first bet up is going to be Tresean Gore moneyline. Hey, man, plus 310. Ridiculous. I think this guy can make this fight close. Tresean Gore. I really see both of these fighters, Tresean Gore and Marco Tulio. I think they're very similar, actually. I think that, Marco Tulio might be the bigger guy, but I think Tresean is very skilled. He can make this fight competitive, and not only can he make competitive, he can win. You know what I mean? I think that both guys are powerful. Both guys are dynamic. I think that, Tresean Gore honestly might be the better athlete here. He's not as big as Marco Tulio, but he does have a reach advantage. He's been showing off his wrestling a little bit, and obviously coming off 2 guillotine wins in the first couple minutes of fights is pretty impressive. It's not against the best opponents, but Marco Tulio, people have been shitting on who Tresean Gore has fought. Marco Tulio fought a dude with staph infection on Dana White Contender Series, and he fought Ihor Potieria, right? Ihor Potieria out of the UFC. What did he win? 1 or 2 fights in the UFC? Like he's horrible, okay? Tresean Gore has beaten some decent fighters, but Marco Tulio has not proven anything to me personally. I think he's a good fighter for sure, and maybe he should be the favorite here, but I would definitely think that plus 310 is ridiculous. I think that Tresean Gore can win this fight. He's got good low kicks. He's powerful. He's dynamic. He hits hard. He's got a nice left hook. It's going to be an interesting fight because, like I said before, they're similar because I think both are pretty good everywhere, but they're both powerful. But both guys don't have the best gas tank. I'll say that. I think that, people are going to look at Tresean Gore, low volume, bad gas tank. But Marco Tulio's got more volume maybe, but his gas tank's not great either. In his fight versus Mateo Duclos on the Contender Series, didn't look all that great up until he got that finish. He wasn't looking really, fresh. You know what I mean? And I think Tresean Gore makes this fight competitive. Sure, he can get knocked out in the first round, but I think Tresean Gore can do the same thing to Marco Tulio. And if early finish happens, I do not regret my bet. I do not regret picking Tresean Gore. From what I've seen from the film, I like his game. I like his improvements, and I think he's got a real good shot to win this fight. Reminds me of some, fight named Rong Zhu and Cody Steele, where I picked Rong Zhu, by the way. And because these odds are going crazy. I mean, Tresean Gore is plus 280. Now he's plus 310. I don't understand. Anyways, let's move on to the next one. I got my guy, Sumadarji. I got him by submission, plus 1,500, man. You already know. I talked about this in my predictions video. You already know I'm going with it, man. Plus 1,500. Hefty price, but I think... Oh, shit. My bad. My mic fell a little bit. I think if, Mitch Raposa tries to take this fight to the mat, which I expect him to do, I don't think that he'll have a ton of success. And if he's able to get the fight down, I think that Sumadarji wraps him up in a submission. Simple as that. He's got long legs. He's got a good triangle choke. He's been showing off these submissions, against Charles Johnson, where his grappling looked way more improved. You know what I mean? And had a triangle in that fight, had a Darce choke in that fight. And he's been subbed a couple of times, but I think his grappling's really, really improved. I like him to not only win this fight, potentially get a submission. And I think the number's great. Mitch Raposo has been submitted by Jake Hadley on the Contender Series. He's a tough guy, Mitch Raposo is, so it's not going to be easy for by any means. But I think if Sumadarji finds himself on his back, he's got an active guard. I think he can wrap him up in a choke. Plus 1,500 is a hell of a number, so we'll go with that. And we'll move on to the next one, which is going to be Alexander Volkanovski moneyline, man. Y'all must have forgot. I'm confident in Volkanovski, and I know people are all over Diego Lopez. I was surprised when I, saw how many people are on Lopez. It's pretty crazy to me, considering I know that these people watch the same film that I watched. I've been talking about how I think Diego Lopez is a bit overrated, and we're putting it to the test here. He's got to finish Volkanovski. I don't think he can do it. I mean, I said this in my predictions video. He's getting knocked out by the number 1 and the number 2 pound for pound fighter on the planet. Where do you rank Diego Lopez in there? You know what I mean? And I think that Volkanovski's going to wrestle here. I think his footwork's going to be good. I do, if Diego Lopez wins, I think he could win a submission. And I'll say that because we have seen Volk in some tight submission spots. And, I think Lopez has got good submissions. But I expect Volk to take this fight to the ground. I really do. But I expect him to win on the feet as well. I think he's, a much, much better fighter. And minus 125, I don't care about the age. I don't care about the statistics about 35 and older fighters. I'm going with Volkanovski. I watched the tape. I think he still looks good. He looks like he's in fantastic shape. I'm expecting both guys to look in the best shapes of their lives. And I think that's what Volkanovski looks like. I like him to win this fight. He's not done yet. The two-time featherweight champion, Alexander Volkanovski. Let's go, baby. And the last one up, we're going to have a parlay with my guys here. Sumadarji, I talked about how confident I am he beats Mitch Raposo. Mitch Raposo stands at range. He doesn't pressure, and if he comes with that kind of pressure approach, I don't think he's able to keep it up for the whole entire fight. We saw Charles Johnson, who has notoriously great cardio, keep that pressure pace against Sumadarji and gas out. We've never seen really Charles Johnson really gas out. You know what I mean? He's a guy who's very, very good in the third round. You see him winning most of his third round fights. He gassed, I think, against Ode Osborne, but that was a short notice fight. Sumadarji, man, he looked good later on in that fight. I think, honestly, I think Raposo's going to try to pressure. He's going to try to get in his face. And I don't think it's going to work for him because I think he's going to gas out. And we've seen, like I said, Charles Johnson, these guys gas out fighting this guy because he's so difficult to hit, difficult to track down because of his footwork. And I think if, Raposo tries to wrestle, we already got that bet in. Plus 1,500, baby. So the best case scenario is Sumadarji gets a submission win. But if he doesn't, I think he wins this fight anyways. You know what I mean? And I'm willing to take that risk because I believe in him. I watched the film. I looked at the statistics. I like his game. He hit back against the wall, man. You saw it last week with Reese McKee, back against the wall. What are you going to do? You want this spot that bad? You want to keep your job? Let's see what you got. I think Sumadarji is a better fighter. With that added motivation, I'm taking him to win the fight. And Nikita Krylov, man. I think Dominic Cruz is going to get fucked up bad. Dominic Cruz. I'm sorry. My bad. Dominic Reyes is going to get fucked up bad. I know people are talking about how this is a good stylistic fight for Reyes. Oh, he's got good footwork and he has good takedown defense. Don't care. Don't care. I really don't. I think that Nikita Krylov grinds this fight out, pushes the pace, and I think, sure, Dominic Reyes has some good counters. Sure, he's a good athlete with good footwork. But the nonstop pace, the nonstop pressure, Nikita Krylov's so tough, he's so big, he's so strong. I think he's going to hurt Dominic Reyes badly in this fight. He looks like he's in fantastic shape as well. And he's coming off a win over Volkan Ozdemir, who has not looked that bad. Volkan Ozdemir got a win right after losing to Nikita Krylov, I'm sorry. And, he's still a guy who's on a 3-fight win streak. Ryan Spann, Volkan Ozdemir, I can't remember the last one. Please chill. But he's losing to Paul Craig. He's losing to Jan Blachowicz. He's losing to Magomed Ankalaev. I don't rate Dominic Reyes at this point in his career as highly as those other guys. I think that Dominic Reyes is still not the same fighter. And I think Krylov is unorthodox. He's weird. And I think that he's going to crack Dominic Reyes and put him down, ground and pound or submission, club and sub potentially. But I think that Krylov is going to get this one done, man. I don't think that Reyes has got enough in the tank to deal with what's coming his way. Nikita Krylov, a big, physical grappler who hits hard. Maybe not the best technique, but he's tough. And I love Nikita Krylov for that. He's going to fight hard. He's going to fight for your money. And that's what I love. Potentially, I'll put a bet on Michael Chandler. Now I'm talking about people who are going to fight for your money. But we'll see what happens. I'll keep y'all updated, of course. And that's going to wrap it up for me. I hope y'all boys enjoyed. I'll catch you in the next one.